We are going live. So, hey, Kevin Gammy from the BSB TV, and with me, I've got Joshua Tinner. Josh is actually from Intern Match, and he's helping us to help some students really kickstart their career, which is a really awesome opportunity. We've got a few different things that we want to talk about today. A really exciting project where you can get a financial forecast, budgets, cash flow statements, all that sort of stuff for a 2 to 5 year period done for your business, absolutely free. But before we get into that and discuss that particular project, there's a couple of people who'd really love to help. How are you today, Josh? Because we've talked about this, but nobody else knows.
I know, we've been talking for half an hour. No, I'm going really well today. Down here in Melbourne, it's about 30 degrees, which for me is awful, but for you up in Brisbane is probably about normal, really. Probably a cold day for you.
Yeah, just a normal spring day or autumn day. So, so you've got a couple of people who are really trying to help. An engineering.
Yes. So one of the students that I think it just froze up there for a second. One of the students that we are currently looking to help is a student who's looking at doing project management, but in an engineering space. So essentially anything that's to do with perhaps some contract administration, maybe construction work, site kind of things, any paperwork that needs to be done, anything that can be vaguely related back to managing a project and that behind the scenes side of engineering work is what he's looking at doing. And the good news is that he can start really soon as well. So from the 22nd of March, so what's that, 10 days, he can start his internship. So anyone that's looking at something like that to get out the door quickly, we can help out this student.
That'd be fantastic. And you said something about some communication students are coming online. So people who could help set up VoIP phone systems and that sort of stuff, if we've got some IT firms out there that are doing telecommunications, when are they ready?
Yeah, so we're finding that we're getting more and more students through who are interested in that telecommunications aspect of IT as well, particularly with all of the hullabaloo around the NBN and how that has or hasn't worked, depending on who you ask. So we've got a student at the moment that they're generally more flexible on their start dates. So that doesn't have to be tomorrow. It could be in a month's time or in 2 months' time or anything like that. So we're currently sourcing opportunities for a couple of those students as well in that telecommunication space.
Fantastic. But let's talk about this financial plan scenario.
Yes,
I think it's a really exciting opportunity because there's not a lot of the business owner's time is going to be taken up. You've even organised a mentor for them. This is incredible. So basically, you're telling me that you can help me get a financial plan that I can take to the bank if I'm looking for a loan, or I'm trying to make a business case for something that I could take to a joint venture partner or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So these projects are really great. We've been running them for a while on a smaller scale. And the reason we're scaling up at the moment is because we're actually partnering with the University of Adelaide to help a number of their Bachelor of Finance, Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Accounting students do internships. So these group projects, there will be a mentor in place who it's a bit different than a normal internship. They're the one who's going to be primarily in charge of making sure everything functions, that if students have questions that they get resolved. So from the company's perspective, it's actually a hell of a lot easier. And at the end of the day, much like you just said, Kevin, they're going to get something that they can present to, whether it's investors, whether it's to a bank for a loan, whatever it might be, or even just for their own reporting, so that there's that structure for particularly small businesses and startups, some kind of pathway, some kind of guideline to help them prepare for the next 2 to 5 years.
So that's absolutely fantastic. So if you're in a growth phase and you're looking for how is this going to impact my business, what is it going to do with the cash flow? Because one of the things that kills more businesses than anything else is growing too fast and not having the cash flow for it. So by getting an intern, these interns are absolutely free. The reason that they are free is because the university has as a requirement for them to complete their course that they have some practical experience. And so, you are going to be involved in helping the interns get the stuff together. They'll be needed 3 or 4 times throughout the project.
Yeah, basically. So because of the structure of the group project, because we've got that mentor in place, really what the company needs to do is, of course, be involved, be a friendly face, but really just give the parameters of what it is that they're wanting to get out of that internship. So obviously some information about the company to provide some context to the project, as well as, of course, the numbers of the business, because if they're not real numbers, you're not going to get much useful out of it. So providing those numbers and otherwise checking in probably once every 3 weeks for half hour, 45 minutes, just to show your face, have this students report back on what they're doing and making sure that it is in line with what you're wanting to get out of it at the end.
Fantastic. And they'll give you a most likely scenario, a worst case scenario, and then a couple of projections on if this happens or this happens. So it's a really awesome opportunity, particularly if you're a startup and you're looking to talk to an angel investor, or you're looking to expand your business, potentially even taking on business partners, or if you're looking at taking some information to the bank, asking for a loan. This is a really awesome project that you could avail yourself of. How many opportunities have we got that we could make open at this stage?
So at this stage, we've got in the vicinity of about 5 or so opportunities that we're making open right now. We've got about 20 to 30 students that we're still looking to find these internships for. So obviously, the more companies that we get involved, the better, and it does make it better for the students as well if they get to have a bit of a chat with a couple of different people. But we are more or less treating it as first in, best dressed. So the faster you get in, the faster you put your hand up and say, yep, that's something that I'd love to do. I'd love to have that added to my business. Then, of course, we can get that ball rolling straight away and get these internships started in as little as 2 weeks.
Fantastic. Look, I'm going to say yes. Bristol Small Business are definitely going to apply for one of these. So, yeah, we've still got about 4 or 5 left over now. But please, if you are interested in getting a financial plan done and getting a basically a cash flow projection, helping you understand more about your business, be quick, because these positions will go, these opportunities will go fairly quick in relation to that. And as Josh said, they're starting in just a couple of weeks. So, you're not going to have to wait around wondering, hey, when can I get, it's going to be June. It's actually going to happen start of April by the sound of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So starting around the first week of April is when these internships are going to be going ahead, and then for 10 weeks from there. So just those 2 days a week that the students are going to be working. So it'll only take them 10 weeks, and then you'll have all of that material, all of that information about the financial security and the financial forecasting of your business.
Fantastic. Josh, I want to thank you for your time today. I think it's a really awesome concept and idea. I know that you've already trialed it, so you know it works. It's not a pure experimentation. Thanks very much for you guys putting the hard work into it to make our life and businesses much easier.
No, beautiful. Thank you so much for having me on, Kevin. And I'm looking forward to meeting all of these wonderful businesses that are going to be interested in getting some interns in to help them with this financial forecasting.
That'll be fantastic. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.